see nothing on paper.
Yeah, it was right there. You said on it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh. Ready?
You put that?
Okay. Yeah.
Got three of these two.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
put that here.
Uh huh.
Safety.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
You're back. All
You
right.
good? All right.
You
cool.
all right there?
Yeah, I'm good. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, welcome guys to
Hey.
another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Thank you, Betty, and thank you, Dane, for locking in. First, I would like to say, Heavenly Father, thank you for guiding us and protecting us today to see a new day in the land that you live in, a new day of opportunities. And we just want to give God all praise, all honor, and glory. We pray for the sick, the hungry, the homeless, those that are in mental institution, the prisons, the hospital.
Yes.
Father God, guide them and protect us all. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
Guys, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Colleen. With me we have Phillia,
Yes. I miss you guys.
Yes, right?
2 weeks always feels so long. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Texas in the house. My
Yes.
sister's in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, right?
Everything is big in Texas.
Yeah. Yes.
I love it. I need to move to
So,
Texas.
thank you, Melvin, for locking in on time. So tonight, I'm just gonna give you. You wanna get them a health tip?
We can give them a health tip. I think the health tip that I'm seeing a lot on Instagram, or I think they call them lazy exercises. This is now the new thing. So instead of doing like your sit-ups and your crunches, you can actually do it while you're laying in bed. And it's still just as effective. It takes a lot of pressure off your back.
Right.
And you're right there, so you don't have to have the excuse of not going to the gym.
Right?
You're right there, so you can still do the exact same exercises. You put your foot on the wall, and a lot of you can actually see that. I wish I could remember what those actual sites are, but they tend to come a lot now on Instagram. They call them lazy exercises, lazy girl exercises.
Yes, yes.
So like your foot can be up by the headboard, and you can actually still do your crunches. You can do your rolls, your twists. So I'm already seeing like some results. I don't know if this looks a little slimmer or not.
Yeah.
I just started. I'm one of those people, I need to see quick results, or else I really want to thrash it out. But it's so much better because now I have no excuses of having to go to the gym. So that's my health tip.
Right. And we want to say drink a lot of water.
Of course.
Right.
To be honest with you, I don't practice what I preach. I'm not necessarily a drinker in general, but water would not be my first option.
Right.
So I do need to get better. So that's it. If I have to put something in the water in order for me to want to drink it. That's the thing.
Good night, Cherry, and
Yeah.
thank you, Jody, and thank you everyone for
Yes.
locking in. So tonight, so that's our health tip for tonight, and we are going to say our word of the week.
Okay. What
Okay.
is the word of the week? Okay. The word of the week is oblivion.
Yes.
Oblivion. And that is the state of being unaware or unconscious of what is happening. So it actually comes from the root word oblivious. So oblivion, oblivious, anything of the OB usually means out of spect. So oblivion is a state of being unaware or unconscious of what is happening. Right?
Right. So
Yes.
if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday.
Yes.
May God bless you to see many, many,
Many
more.
Yes.
And I hope you guys had a blessed weekend. We did.
We did.
On Saturday
We had
was
fun.
my annual barbecue blessing. 18 years. It was
Yes.
epic.
It
Thank
was.
you guys for supporting. We just have to give God thanks, and
Yes.
everyone give God thanks in their own way.
Yes.
So since
This
I
was
came
your way.
into this country, that was my way of giving back. So once again, thank you for everyone. Some of my friends who couldn't come still donated, still
Right,
sent a
look at that.
butter.
You see?
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
yes.
And even for me to just, be newly friends and now a sisterhood with Phyllis, just seeing the love and support that everyone had and showed, and just your speech, it was so moving and touching. She had a speech of just saying that God has never forsaken her, and since she's been in this country, she's never really ever have to want or ask for anything. It's always been provided, and for this reason, she's willing to give a Thanksgiving. This is her Thanksgiving in a sense.
Yes.
Every single year she does this, and that small charge is nothing compared to what we had, what we drank, what we ate, the kind of music.
Was the food good?
Camaraderie, the food was exquisite.
Right.
I just kept going back and back and back. You know, I'm always eating and munching on something. I found myself munching on a lot.
Yes.
But it was really lovely. And if you've never attended, I'm sure all the people on here at least have. But you should definitely continue to tell your friends and continue to support. This is a phenomenal woman here. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi Nancy. Hi Rosie. Hi
Nancy.
Trinidad. Okay,
Hi,
so
Rosie.
everybody is watching. So tonight, guys, we want to talk a bit about the men. We're always talking about the ladies. So
Right.
tonight we're going to touch on learning how to please your partner and not yourself.
Yes.
Some men thinks it's all about them. All right, so we're gonna touch on that tonight,
Right.
and we're gonna chat about that. So here we go.
There we go. Let me pull up my Google Doc.
Yes.
Okay. So, first for me, I mean, I don't know if you want to take turns or we'll just
Yeah,
gonna
we
talk
can-
about
yeah,
it.
we can take turns,
Yeah, that
yeah.
would be great because
Yeah.
we're going to cover so much,
Much.
and then it will seem like we're men bashing, but we're not.
Yeah, we're not men bashing tonight. We're just talking.
We're just talking facts.
Yes.
Okay. So, my first thing, I think it's really important to learn the love language of your partner.
Right.
So, if you don't know what these love languages are, it's just the way that you receive love and what love demonstrates to you. So, there is receiving gifts.
Right.
That's one love language. It's how you call it, quality time.
Mm-hmm.
The other love language is physical touch.
Right.
The other one is words of affirmation. That
Okay.
means you like to hear good words.
yeah.
You need to hear those things to feel loved by someone. And the other one is, I think, acts of service. So, like, when someone does something for you, you're like, oh my God, that is the way to show me love. You don't have to hear the word love.
Right.
But when they do something, you're like, that person loves me. So, again, it is receiving gifts.
Right.
Then there's words of affirmation. That means you need to hear things to feel loved. Then there's quality time. So as long as you're spending it with the person you love and care about, that is a way that you show love
Right.
or feel loved. Physical touch. That means they're constantly touching you. Maybe you walk by, they touch your butt,
Yeah.
you know, look you in your eye, touch your hand when you're sitting. You know, people always talk about body language.
Right.
And you watch, I like to observe couples when I see them and people, and you can tell the couples that seem close and the couples who are already disconnected
Yeah.
and distant, right?
Yeah.
You could just tell, it could be even when you're laying in bed. If your foot is still touching a little part of the body,
Yeah.
that's a way of physical touch.
Right.
People think it has to be feeling up on you. It's not
Yeah.
the feeling up. It's just that little
touch.
That's it. The finger, the hand on the knee.
Yeah.
It's just the little things like that. That's physical touch, and some people need that. So that is
Yes.
one. And I think last but not least, I mentioned was the acts of service. So those are the 5 love languages. So it's really important to understand what your love. Don't worry about what the other person is. Worry because this is about pleasing your partner.
Right.
So find out what really works for that partner.
Right.
Like some people so maybe your husband might like quality time, but you prefer, I don't know, physical touch.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so during quality time, make sure you're physically doing all the touching.
Right.
That's the way to please your partner or
Yeah.
please your woman. So
it shouldn't be one-sided.
it shouldn't be one-sided at all. It
Yeah.
shouldn't always be what the other person wants because it's reciprocated. A relationship takes two, right?
Yes.
So both of you have to be satisfied in it. And it's not always a situation where one gets more than the other. It is a compromise. But, that is a way to show.
Nancy says good night, Anthony, Shilma, Susan. She said, I would like to add to be a good listener. Men want to be heard. It's regardless of the topic to be engaged.
Okay.
Some men don't like nakedness, she said. Dress up, Victoria's Secret. You're right.
Okay, so
Yes.
this is funny. Men are visual, we know, ladies, correct?
Right.
Doesn't matter after you had kids, you have 10 stomachs. They still want you to look the way you looked when they met them. And it's unreasonable.
Right.
It's unrealistic. But unfortunately, we live in a world where everything is about visual. And especially, we live in a man's world. I mean, yeah, it's a woman's world. We're empowered. We're independent. But at the end of the day, it's still masculine in that respect. So, think about what made that person fall in love with you. Yes, you're beautiful.
Right.
Yes, you're kind. Yes, you're smart. But it's about those things. Don't lose that.
Right.
It's hard, I
but
know.
some people, they lose it, especially if they have kids.
Because they
especially
think,
young kids.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like, I have these kids. You think I have time to go wear the thong for you, for you so you could be turned on by me? It seems unfair. But that's what attracted you. Because think about it. Think about all the work you've done or they have done to get you. Right. Now you think that all of a sudden you're not supposed to do anything anymore. It's like, it's the same thing. You did a lot of work to attract that person. Now you have to do the work to keep that person.
Right.
And I know it's unrealistic and unreasonable. So I'm hoping that the men who are watching and the women can share this video before and after so they can see what we actually struggle with. We need to know that you are understanding of the fact that there are kids, there's cooking, there's cleaning, there's laundry, all these things.
Right.
But you can't blame us for wanting to wear sweats all day and having a headache at the end of the day. So let's reach a compromise. Maybe say, okay, once every 2 weeks, I make sure that I'm going to dress sexy for you.
Okay.
So that when you come in the room, I don't have on my bonnet.
Yeah.
Not bonnet.
You don't have on a t-shirt.
You don't have on just a t-shirt with holes, the robe with the baby food stand, the banana, and the squash.
Yeah.
It's unattractive.
Yes.
But just say once every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever you can make, you have to carve out that time. But do that. It's very important because that's what attracted you guys to each other. Yes. So the same thing has to go on to keep you.
Yes. And Nicole is saying hello because they don't look the same when we meet them. No, our bodies change, especially with age and different things like that. You know, especially too, notice when you're in your 50s, you go through menopause. So you don't have that same drive as you used to. And different things like that. So, you know, they have to be a little understanding.
Yes. Like even with me, like I'll be 50 next year, God willing. And it's like my mother, she had early menopause. My mother had menopause at 38. Wow. So I thought at 38, I was like, oh, okay, because I had had my second child, I was 34, and I hadn't gotten pregnant again. Then, like 4 years passed, I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe I'm going to be menopausal. Boom. I end up getting pregnant with my son. It's like, you know? And then boom again at 42, I got pregnant again. So it's almost like, how is this even happening? But now I've been looking at my menstrual app on my phone. It's been, 96 days and counting that it hasn't come.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, maybe this is it for real. Let's see how this goes. But, you know, just going through the things like the hot flashes. Like, it's like, it's crazy. It's not sexy when you trying to be all romantic and you're like, I was like, go put on the air, please. Open the windows. I'm hot. And it's like, what happened? You know? Or it's like, oh, it's cold, you know, and you want to cover up, but yet still you have on your sexy nightie, but you want to cover it because you're freezing. It's crazy, right?
Yes.
But it's your body. You're going through it. So you would hope that your significant other understands that, and then you reach a compromise. So even if you say you have date night, if you're menopausal, you're still going to go to the hot flashes, but at least you're making a concerted effort that you're going to get yourself nice and pretty up for that time. Because, as I said, you work hard to get the person, you got to work hard to keep the person.
Nancy saying, woman, even if we write in the topic, it's the small stuff to let go. And Dane is saying vice versa. They do it, do. Stop doing all the sexy things too. You understand? Because some men are boring, as we know.
Okay, yes.
All right?
100%.
They are.
They are.
And they start, when they're courting you, they do everything in the book.
All of a sudden, I don't know how to do this thing anymore.
And all of a sudden, they get in, and then they just forget everything. They get very comfortable, very lackadaisical. You get flowers, you get wine when they come.
Sudden, yes.
As you get in there some years, right? You get nothing. All right? So they're not consistent. Men are not consistent. I mean, we're not bashing men.
No male
Right?
bashing.
But
This
we
is not what
just
this is about.
saying is the consistency. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't give a promise and don't keep it.
Yes, because your word is your character.
Right.
That's how people. That is you. You all you have is your word. So the least you can do is honor it. So my whole thing with that is, yeah, I agree. They do all this work to
Yes.
get you.
Yeah.
They do it.
And then when they get in,
Then they feel like they don't need to work hard, and that's unfair. And I think that's why it's important the open line of
and
communication.
that's why the spice just
It
dies.
just dies. The spice gets
It have no spice
no
anymore.
salt and pepper.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Boring.
Bland.
Yes.
You know?
You understand?
Yes,
But
you have to spice up. I think communication is a key.
I think so too.
Let your partner know what you like. If they've forgotten, baby, you remember when you used to tickle so and so and so?
But let me ask you something.
I think it's important.
Why do you have to remind them?
Yes.
Though? Why?
You know what it is?
I don't know what
I
it is.
think
Please tell me.
they end up having some weird amnesia. All of a sudden they have amnesia. They don't remember these things, right? I think it's you expect them to know, but that's the problem. It's like we always want the other person because we've been together. You're supposed to know me already.
Yes.
But you know what? So what?
It's boring.
It's just
You know what? We know you,
Just-
but still,
yeah,
we
just
didn't know you
reiterate
that
it.
person when
Right,
we met you.
right,
But
right.
all of a sudden, you get boring.
They get boring, yeah.
You
So I think it's
understand?
important to remind them. Sometimes it's not that they forget. It's just that they have to be reminded that those things were important. Because I think we have a tendency of also not speaking up for
Oh, yes.
ourselves too, because we think we want to avoid a fight. Oh, we've been married for so and so years. Oh, we got a mortgage, we got children, we got this, we got that, we got jobs, we got travel, we got food, we got this. So what happens is that you start being okay and compromising those things that made you okay before.
Right.
Because now you feel justified for not doing them. I think that's why the problems exist.
Yes.
I think you should always say that it's important for us not to compromise.
Right.
Like, we must always have date night.
Yes.
We must always make sure
So
that
we have to
look
set
good for each other.
boundaries.
You have to set the boundaries.
And keep it. So
I
wait,
agree.
hold up. Nancy's saying, just know after years, it's not going to be the same.
No.
Now you have a companion, which is very important in your mature age. You have them for holidays, birthdays,
Funerals.
Thanksgiving, Valentine's.
And funerals. Unfortunately. That's the only time they go to things.
Yes, right?
That's terrible.
Yeah. And,
Right.
and Dana is saying sometimes you're bending over in front of them, right?
And
to
they're
give
not
them
doing
a hint,
anything with it.
And they ain't doing nothing with it. We had to take a drink for that.
Let me tell you something.
Cheers. Yeah.
When I walk in the door, I'm like, look, I can't peel people off of me. How you just laying there looking at me like I just so...
Yeah.
He's like, no, you're beautiful. You're this. I'm like, so act like it. Do
Right.
something. Let me
Right.
feel that animalistic behavior like you had when you first met me. That's a problem to me.
Yeah.
And that's why people start to stray.
Yep.
Or they start looking for the attention from others. And then
Exactly.
you start bringing in problems into your relationship.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to keep that fire. Just keep it. Like the person is beautiful to you. Okay, they've gained 20 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever. Their body not snatched.
Yes.
They're not tight the way they used to look. But it's age. It's reality. Like,
Yes.
this is not TV. This is
Yes,
not
exactly.
what they call it. This is not a filter. This
Yes,
is real
real.
life.
Yes,
Okay?
it
So
is.
when you love somebody, you love it for everything that it is, but it doesn't mean take it for granted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But some of the men out there who looking, let us know your feedback, what you think. You understand?
Yes.
Because sometimes I think you guys feel it's all about you and it's your world.
Your world.
Or it's your way or the highway.
highway, right.
And then it have some men who are set in their ways.
And they
you
won't
know,
budge.
And they're not budging.
Right.
You know, they,
Right.
they want that white sneakers. The white sneakers dirty, but they want to wear the white sneakers
Correct.
dirty.
Yes.
You understand? If you say clean it, it's an argument.
Right.
You know, or you
It's
can't
true.
tell them that.
Anything. Right.
But you know, I think it, as you say, it's compromise, and it works both ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, so it cannot be sidelined, and you know, it's all about you, and that's it. You
Right.
know.
I agree.
Yes, they don't compliment us enough. Yes, Jolene, it's true.
Jolene,
You
that's very
understand?
true.
And I mean, sometimes you want to hear it. Don't matter, you know, you're looking nice, but you want to hear it from your partner. You know.
Right.
Nancy saying key points: dinner together, church together, routine, keep each other laughing.
Yes. Oh, very important. Yes. Laughter, joy, living life, because there was a time that those things were fun. Why must it be so boring to the point where you can't laugh at each other's jokes or things like that? What attracted you
And
is
everything
probably,
gets serious.
everything
and
is
then,
serious.
And
Everything's
then
an
they
argument.
get this jealousy stroke.
Yes,
that
that's
everybody watching now is like,
Right.
you know, I don't know. I just say the
100%.
bipolar.
100%. What I have here, I had the learning the love languages was first.
Right.
Then I have learning the pet peeves. So know
Yes,
those
let's
pet
go into
peeves.
this.
Let's go to the pet
Let's-
peeves,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You know what? I hate, like, as soon as a lot of us get the itis after we eat, but it's like unattractive that as soon as the person eat, they start snoring. It's like, oh my God, this is not sexy. I cannot be turned on with all this snoring going on and, drool dripping down. Like, what's happening? Like, I'm here, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, and you snoring like I'm you snoring like I'm boring. That's a problem to me, okay?
Wait. Hold up. Then say, I don't even think it's how we look after years. Because the best body girls, these men still straight. But if you don't do it, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Nicole is saying, yes, my husband loved me with my chubbiness.
Yes. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Like when they grab it and be like this, oh, look at her. I'm like, stop it. But at least you don't feel like you're unattractive. It just shows that they still love you even with the extraness, I remember my ex-husband, there was a way he used to stare at me and it just made me feel uneasy. Not a stare like amazement, like,
Yeah.
look at this woman that have born all my children. Is a stare like, used to be a track store. What's happening here? What happened to that butt?
Yeah.
What happened to that gut? And I swear,
Yeah, they fat shame you.
they
right?
start,
They fat
yeah,
shame
and
you.
he didn't necessarily say it, but I felt it in my presence. I felt he would say things like, "So you don't want to go to the gym with me?
Yeah.
So you don't want to?"
That's
And
fat shaming.
that's it. And I'm like, "No, go to the gym for what?" I was like, "I look like I like the gym," And I start being wrong and strong. But I got to realize when I met him, I was always in the gym, looking good, feeling good, because I got myself my man.
Yeah.
My man loving me and feeling me up. And then after I had the babies, it's like, yeah, okay, I already have babies for you, dude. I don't need to do all this extra work. But you can't do that either. That's all.
Yeah. Now, Jason, Alicia said we have a laughing out. Yeah. But it's true. But
Right.
coming back to the pet peeve, why do men use the bathroom and don't put down the seat?
Oh my God. I don't understand. It's like, I feel like it's a 2-to-1. You need to put down the seat to do a number 2, and the woman always gotta have the seat down. So you might as well keep the seat down. That's all I'm saying. So because of that, put it down when you're done.
Yeah.
What's the saying? If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. Learn that, ladies. Put that in that bathroom.
Say it again.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
Exactly.
That's what we gotta say.
And what about brushing your teeth and wetting up everywhere?
Oh yes.
And can't wipe down after yourself.
First of all, I hate wet sinks.
Yes.
I swear I won't brush my teeth if I see all this wetness. I know it's a sink, and it's kind of an oxymoron because the sink, it needs to be wet. I want a dry sink. I'm sorry. I don't like all that extraness. So it's like that. Or even to use the toilet. Like I gotta wipe down and spray down before I use my own toilet. Not because it's dirty, but I just like stuff really being clean.
Right.
So I just feel like, why can't you honor it? Or you know that this is a pet peeve. Why do you still do it? Because it starts to make the partner feel like you don't care. You're not honoring their
Right.
feelings when you keep doing the things they don't like.
Exactly.
So the pet peeves are important. Now some pet peeves, some people just can't help.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Let's read Nancy.
Nancy, what
we
you
have
say?
to not focus on the eating and sleeping issue. It's biological. If you focus on that, it messes with self-esteem. Right?
Okay.
And then we have Dane say they don't read. Carrie Betty say I can't do with the wet sink.
Yes,
Nancy
you too,
is
right?
saying sit, small stuff. What I do is close the toilet bowl, give him something to do to open it.
I love that. Put a lock on it. Lock it up.
Yeah. Nicole
Right.
saying, yeah, me too. I hate this sink. It's
Yeah.
a mess. Good night. Good
It's
night.
weird,
Juanita.
man.
Juanita says she enjoying the conversation.
Oh, that's awesome. We enjoy having
Yeah.
you.
Guys, we're not bashing men.
No, we're not.
But
We have to keep this display. As you can see, this is the good one here. Because in my mind, I'm like, we're bashing them. But For the sake of the social media, we're not bashing, man.
Yeah, Alicia is saying I had this saying in my classroom: bathroom for the kids, and they do so much better than the adults.
Yes,
it's true.
Yeah, because you learn that stuff from young. You do. Like what you do at whatever you do at home, you need to do in public. That's
Like
it.
not making up your bed and leaving the house
Oh,
with your bed messy.
I cannot. I'll be late. Like I just, even if it's not completely like hotel style
But
neat,
no, but if you get sick and a friend had to bring you
I
home,
hate that.
and
like
your friend had to say, "Oh my God, this lady
this
don't
is the
make
way she
up her
correct.
bed."
So the bed, the pillows, it's a pet peeve. I don't like the pillows undone. I will go and start doing pillows. I don't like things out of place. Sometimes I go a little extreme in the cabinets. You know,
Yeah.
things got to be straight, but it's cool. I could deal with it not being straight sometimes.
Yeah.
But there are just certain things like it's really important. Leaving a wet towel
Yes.
just laying there. You don't put it in the hamper.
Putting your pants on the floor
on
for
the
who
floor.
to pick up
Yes,
like you have a
yes,
maid.
like you have a maid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those pet peeves, and sometimes it comes with I think complacency and amount of time you're with somebody, because at the beginning again you want to
They
show
do
your
your
best
best
version
version.
of yourself, and the minute you feel settled you start becoming a pig.
Slack.
It's
Hold one
crazy,
second.
yes.
Dane, we not bashing. We talking the truth.
Yes,
Right?
facts.
Carrie is saying I have to say my husband is good at making the bed.
Nice.
Okay, so that's very good.
And you know what's good about that is that focus on what your partner does well and give them that thing,
Yeah.
because show them, compliment them, tell them that you know what, you always make, like me.
Oh, you cook very well.
You cook, yes,
Yeah.
me too.
Some
Like
men cooks better
for
than
me,
women.
it's like I love the way you make this particular dish. You can make it. I miss the way you cook. That's how you get them to do it. I mean, those who are watching, we're gonna trick you, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, or if that person is better at laundry, you know, maybe
Right.
you're okay with washing, but you hate
With
folding.
folding.
So be like, maybe you know you like to fold. Please, can you fold this? Or
Yeah.
maybe I know you love to iron. Can you
Yes.
please iron these for us? You know, give them what they like and harp on those things so you don't feel like you're
Okay,
losing.
hold up. We have some stuff here. Alicia is saying, bed is another one. Oh my God. Yes, speak on it. All love this session. Nicole is saying, come from outside with your outside clothes to sit on
and
the
sit
bed.
on the bed.
That's a
disgusting.
no. Because
Take
you
it
don't
off.
know you could have bed bugs
Yes,
in the bus,
all kind of
on
stuff.
the train, wherever. Okay, Nancy. Let me hear Nancy. My husband is anal. Right? Everything had to be in place here.
Okay.
But I've gotten accustomed to him cleaning because I don't have to do.
Okay.
Right? Do now I brag about his cooking and cleaning. Alicia is saying yes, compliment them when they do well, encourage them. Okay, we have a man here.
Right.
Okay, let's hear from Melvin.
Let's hear from Melvin.
Love is not about how many days, months, or years you have been together. Love is about how much you love each other
Okay.
every day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Melvin.
Yes, Melvin.
Points for you. Ding,
Yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding, 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 ding,
yeah,
ding.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to speak on Melvin, what he said before you read the next comment.
Yes.
So I agree. It's not the amount of days or months or years. It's what you do every day, right? So it's like, why do we wait till special days like Valentine's Day
To give flowers.
to get flowers? Why must we wait till Mother's Day to get a restaurant,
Some chocolate.
something at some chocolates at the restaurant? It should be an everyday thing. I love the just because you're beautiful flowers. I'm like, ooh, you getting some tonight. Woo! You getting a special on the menu. Because why can't it just be because I love you? That's enough.
Yes.
So,
yes,
I don't
yes. Very true words.
Yes.
100% for Melvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Melvin,
Melvin.
all the women on your side, baby. You getting the special.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know,
that's really
I mean, we don't want it to be one-sided, and we want to know where is the breakdown. Why, when you're in long relationship for years, it tends to get monogamous.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes, monogamous.
And,
Right, I agree.
And you know, it's like still water.
Hey guys, shake it up. Make those puddles move. So, let me see. I can definitely speak on it, obviously, because I've been married. And also, I know the do's and don'ts. I feel like I've been through the wonderful valleys and, the hills, so, and the mountains. So, I get it. But I think that the monotony comes because you don't appreciate. I know the monotony, aka boringness,
Yes.
comes from the fact that you guys become complacent.
Right.
You think you don't need to work hard anymore
Yes.
because you're already there, and you have to realize that love is not enough. Right? They say
Right.
love don't pay the bills. Well, maybe a little, but it doesn't. It's not much. It can't just be based on love.
A little card. A little card.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
cooking this week.
Yes, a
Something.
little note to
A
the
little
mailbox,
note.
right? Something, and by the pillow, on the toothbrush, like a little sticky note.
Yeah.
I love you. Like it's like that
Yeah.
stuff warms your heart. Like
Yeah.
you literally physiologically feel something when someone does something. But that's why it goes back to learning the love language.
Right.
Because for me, calling me 20 times a day to tell me you love me does not make me feel like you love me. In fact, that shit, that thing bothers the hell out of me. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, again? Like, what is it now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey. It's like, oh, why you talking so? Why you not saying hi, baby?
Yeah.
Hi, love you?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be bothered. Like, you're bothering me. It's because I love you. That's not my love language.
Right.
You gotta do an act of kindness, act of service.
So
Wash them
feel-
damn dishes. I'll feel loved.
Wait.
Exactly.
Then it's saying women love surprises. Bring me
Yes.
a lollipop and I'll appreciate it.
I'm
The
like,
small things. That's what they don't
it's like you went to
realize.
Family Dollar and actually saw this lollipop and thought of me. Thank you.
Yes. Nancy saying don't give up on your friends. Keep yourself miserable.
Mhm.
Marketable.
Mhm.
All right. Rebecca is saying a little some. Yeah. That
Yeah.
don't work on black men. Okay, this is another topic
Okay, we're gonna
here.
get on it.
So we're gonna get on that.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
So let me start. West Indian men,
Mm-hmm.
what I find is that I think it's generational for them,
Mhm.
not seeing the parents show
Correct.
one another
I agree.
of love and affection.
Yes, it's nature
No.
versus nurture.
And
that
I'm
respect.
speaking from experience because my mom and dad was married for 42 years and I never even see my father
In the
kiss
same-
my mother.
Or even in the same bed, they have their own room.
Right?
It's like, what's
And
happening?
and my brothers grew up the same way.
Correct.
They do not show affection. They might say I love you,
Right.
but okay, you love me and you're cold, so you know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
think Rhonda, you made a good
That's a
point
great point,
there
Rhonda. Thank you.
because really,
Mhm.
when you get a white boy, and
Mhm.
not straying from race.
Right.
We're not calling any racism here or
Right.
anything.
But we're just saying.
talking about culture.
Yeah, culture changes.
Right? And
Correct.
Caribbean. I could talk on Caribbean, you might talk on Africa.
Correct.
Right?
Okay, I can tell
But
you
I
now.
could tell you about
Mhm.
Caribbean men and
Mhm.
not loving men.
Right.
They're not affectionate,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they don't say what they mean.
Correct.
Okay, go
good.
ahead.
So, African men, aka Caribbean men and all the others, 'cause that's
Right.
where they came from. Okay, so this is their version of love. Walk with your wife, you walk ahead of them.
Right.
You have your separate rooms. Everything is like your room, my room. The woman should not speak on anything about the household or the children or the family because the woman
Culture
stays
too, eh? Mhm.
woman stays in her place. You got to stay in your lane. No, I love you. How you show love as an African man is paying the bills, making
Right.
sure there's a
Food,
roof over
clothing,
their
and
head.
shelter.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's love. I don't need to tell you I love you
Yeah.
to
That's
make
what
you
my
know me love me.
father.
Right. So those things are very similar. I don't think there was anything different in that respect. And then definitely when it comes to sexual pleasure, it's like
Boring.
missionary. And you know what? Missionary doesn't have to be boring. So,
No.
but it's just missionary not pleasing particularly the woman, and then you're done.
And
That's
even
it.
if you ask for something new, they want to know where you learned
Where you
that.
learn it from? Where you get this new style?
Yeah.
It's like,
You know?
and then what do you want to say? I learned it. I looked at it. I did. They don't even believe that. So what are you looking at that kind of stuff for?
For-
You're not enjoying me. You're not.
Yes.
You're not. It's like, what's wrong with me? And then sometimes we don't want to speak up because we don't want to fight.
And we
We
don't
don't
want to
want-
offend them.
We don't want to offend them. So then you don't say anything, and then you're back into your misery. So
Right.
I think having an open conversation that, look, baby, I remember, can we try something new? Or, you know what? Friends and I have been talking and they talk about their experiences and we've never tried that. Can we try that? So that they don't feel like it's coming from nowhere and you're doing something. It got to be that maybe you just want to try something different or something you used to do before and you stopped so many years ago because of whatever, the kids or whatever the reason might be.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. The communication is key.
Yes.
And trusting the process. Sometimes we don't trust the process that let things unfold. We want to control everything. We want, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want him to be mad, or I
Yeah.
don't want to say this so I don't offend her.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to trust the process and let things go where they need to go.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Alicia is saying things you did in the beginning should be continued,
Yes.
and then some. Be kind. The small things count. Men don't
Mhm.
understand that. Wrap the dingo in the gift paper and present it. Yes, Rhonda is saying so true, facts. All right. Eddie is saying very good. Question. It may or may not pertain to this topic. Go ahead, Dave.
Ask your question,
Ask
baby.
a question. Rhonda, my next husband going to be a white man from Minnesota.
Hey, Wyoming. They can go further west.
You know? All right, Nancy saying true, so true, Phyllis.
Right.
Be aware of how they were raised. Correct. Jolene is saying yes. Carrie saying true. Delia just joined us.
Okay, good,
My
good.
stepfather kissed my mom every day before going to work.
Great.
Men don't. Some of them don't
They
know
don't do
that
that.
either.
Right,
Even
right.
when they leave in the house, they greeting you. They don't know
Correct,
that.
correct.
All right.
That's
so
good.
that's very good.
Yeah.
Lisa is here. They say married people should associate with married people and not single people. What is your thought on
Okay,
that?
I love that actually, because when you have a married couple and they're constantly hanging out with their single friends, I think some of it they start yearning for that single life sometimes, or the single people start feeling like the married people have become boring.
Right.
So I think it's important to have a
Balance.
connection or balance. You can still have your friends, but I think it's important to have married friends too, because sometimes they're doing something that you might like, or maybe you want your partner to be more affectionate, and you see your friend's husband is constantly grabbing on her butt every time she walks by, and you have a nicer butt than your friend. It's like, you don't want to grab this thing, like it's sitting here
Right.
up waiting for you, and you just letting it go. So you also, it's good because they can kind of see how that couple reacts, or interacts with each other, and maybe it might subconsciously make you do something differently too. Right. So, and it also is a good demarcation for if that couple has a lot of things going differently, and it makes you appreciate your partner for
what,
it.
yeah,
Exactly.
And again,
So it can
it's
go
the
both
small,
ways.
Yeah,
It can go
and
both ways.
Again, it's not the big things we're talking about.
Mhm.
We're talking about the little things,
Right,
The little
right.
gestures, the little compliments.
Mhm.
We women don't really need much,
You
but
don't need a lot
then
at all.
what my problem is.
Mhm.
I think men need to say what they mean and
I mean
mean
what they
they
say. Yes, you've mentioned that because
You
it
know?
is important.
Because we have to say it constantly because they just don't get it.
Correct. Right. Sometimes
And they
don't.
just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And when they don't get it, and then now you go out there and get
Whatever
you want,
it is, and then there's a problem.
Then there's a problem.
Correct.
Then they call you names. Then
Right.
they do all these things
Yeah,
because
the double
they're not,
standards
the
start again.
consistency
Correct.
is not there.
Like, I want to harp on that, Phyllis, is because like I've complained a lot with my partner on, you're working a lot, you're not around, and it's like, oh, I'm working to pay bills, I'm working at this, but I'm like, okay, like I just feel like I'm lonely. I need to have that kind of, I'm always with the kids.
Right.
Like, it's important
You
to
need
me.
the time. You need
Yeah,
time.
I need the time.
And
So
that's
it's
not,
like
you're not getting it.
you're not getting it. And yes, I understand the person is working a lot, but you gotta carve out time for your partner.
Yeah.
You have to. You
Yes.
have to make it important enough. If you could carve out time to hang out with your boys at the bar, go get a drink after work, go with your girls to get a drink, then you can also carve out time for your partner, because it's really important to make them feel important.
Exactly.
So,
Yes, that's true. Nancy saying, plus if you want to see a counselor, first thing they say is divorce. You can't give me advice. All right. Rhonda is saying they don't work on black men. That's a white man thing.
Right.
All right. Jason, we have a man here. Let's see what Jason is saying. He said reason black men never show love because back in the days it was learning behavior from parents. But as years become more modern, we men show more love. All right. Alicia is saying here, I have observed different cultures showing affection, kind gestures, respect. This is not implemented in our Caribbean men. They may do it for a short period.
Of
Same thing we
time,
were saying.
right.
And then the real person surface.
Correct, right? Because
I'm
you can't hide
speaking-
for so long.
I'm
right.
speaking from experience.
Mhm.
I choose differently and I'm happier
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
Rhonda is saying we need to be gracious and have compassion with each other. Correct. Alicia is saying, Rhonda, I hear you. Go get him, girl. Ha ha ha. Right? Because you can't teach an old dog
New tricks, right?
All right. Maya Angelou so says,
Yes.
if a person show
So
you
you
who
are,
they are, that's who
they
they are. Right?
You can't hide for too long.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Alicia is saying, I'm an affectionate person.
Mhm.
Delia is saying, I think I was a man in the last life.
Delia, I'm
Yeah.
there with you,
Yeah,
Mama.
right? Rebecca is saying, my husband kissed me every morning
Oh,
before
that's
I
nice.
left the house. He was from San Fernando, Trinidad.
You
South
see.
people sweet, the oil in the coil.
That's good.
All right, Melvin.
Mhm.
But some ladies turn down the little things because of the life we live in today.
Okay, Melvin, you keep making good points, Melvin. I agree with you. I think because social media has such a big influence on what we should and should not do, the haves and the have-nots. So you're right. It can be difficult, but you would hope that you and your partner appreciate so much more than you know that those things are frivolous and those things are temporary. They don't necessarily mean love. You know, people always want to show their best foot forward, so of course they're going to show the best thing on social media, right?
Yeah.
But what's behind closed doors is really what's important, right?
I think so.
I think it's hard, but you both have to have that understanding, that unique relationship and trust.
And I
So,
think the communication, as we say, will come back again. It's not
Right.
one way. It's not a one-way
correct,
street.
correct,
All right?
Mhm.
Nicole is saying set aside some me time for each other, even if it's just to have a drink or go to the movie.
Right, that's something so simple. Or even if you're home, let's just say you don't want to spend money because movies are expensive, and just be home and close the door. And if you have kids, do not come up for the next 4 hours. Like, somebody gotta be dying before you knock on that door. You just have to be really clear. Or sometimes going away, not even too far from the house.
Right.
It could be something simple like that. You guys going to get
I
ice
think
cream.
what's a nice gesture too is
Mhm.
like go to the city for a night in
Or
a
something
hotel.
like that. Yes.
Do something
Yes.
spontaneous.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
that's
yeah.
true. And even something as easy as going to the park and going for a walk around the track
Yeah.
and getting ice cream from the ice cream truck and feeding each other.
Yeah.
Like,
You
it
know,
seems so childish, but it's so beautiful because that inner child we all have. I don't care what age you are, you still have that inner child, and that will make you guys very smitten towards each other. So
Carrie is saying they go around too much corners for
Mhm.
me. Say what you mean. You see,
right,
it's the
right.
same thing.
Same thing. Yep.
Then is saying the Indian culture
Mhm.
is arranged marriages, right?
Okay,
Which
I can
we
talk
know,
on that.
right? But they have long marriages.
Yes.
Why?
Okay. So the
In your
arranged
culture
marriages,
too, right?
yes, my culture too. So
Okay.
also because I come from a Muslim background, my parents are from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and yes, my mom met my father when she was 11. I think my dad
Wow.
might have been like 17 or so.
Wow.
So when she was 15, then that's when they allowed the legal marriage to happen.
Right.
But they've been married until the day he died. You
Right.
know, so he died only maybe 4 years ago. So.
Right.
I do think the reason why arranged marriages work is because our parents see something different than we see. We go based on emotions. Our parents see all the other stuff. They're not looking on emotions. They're looking at the family background, culture. Does this person respect their mom? Is this person a loving son, you know, or daughter? Is this person have a trajectory to be successful? Is this person kind? Is this poor? You know, they see these things. Sometimes when we're in relationships, we're so blinded by the things we like
Right.
that we don't see the other things. We don't see the family
Right.
history. We don't know where this person comes from, where their roots come from, because that affects the way they are in today's present life. So if parents know parental history, they will know, oh, this clan of family are a bunch of
Killers.
vagabonds.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of person I want my kid to marry,
Right.
because they all jailbirds, or they all
Yeah.
bums, or they all
Right.
mistreat their women.
Right.
How all of a sudden this one person is going to be better? They don't see it that way. So I think that's the reason why arranged marriages last, because they learn to love each other.
Right.
They don't just love each other. And that idea of the thin line between love and hate is real, because love and hate are the same emotion. They're just on the different spectrums. They're both passionate,
Right.
right? You could kill someone you love because they hurt you.
Right.
So how is that possible that you love that person and you get so angry at them that you end up killing them?
Right.
So that means the emotion is the same. The spectrum is a little different, right? So that's why I think it's important to like somebody.
Right.
Because you can actually dislike a person you love.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, you can.
You love them, but I can't stand them.
him. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think for me, I want my partner to like me because you usually always like somebody.
Yeah.
Like stays good.
Yeah, like stays in a natural
It stays
place.
natural. It's organic.
Yeah.
Yo, don't love me, like me.
Yeah.
Period. Don't love me because you gonna hate me in a couple when all these things don't start going your way. All of a sudden you can't stand the person. So you know what, like me. Keep liking me because when you like me, you'll be kind to me.
Yes.
So that's another thing that I think is really
So
important.
Carrie is saying we all just want to be loved. Right? Alicia says make time, date night could be done at home.
Yes.
Cook together.
That's
Order
nice. I
out,
love
watch
that
your favorite show.
Right.
Even if you don't like one of his shows, just be present. It doesn't make a difference. He also needs to know you just being in his company.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Carrie saying I love my husband, but I also love my own time.
Nice,
Me too.
Carrie.
I
Carrie,
love
you
my
set a
time.
good example.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to know to have the me time because when the husband comes home, we want to drop everything and cater to the husband. But they have to respect that you have a me time as well, so they can honor it too. So sometimes putting a note on the door, this is my me time. I don't want to be bothered. Anything that can happen can still happen an hour later. It don't
Exactly.
have to happen now.
Right now.
So really important.
Alicia is saying a hotel weekend
I
is
like
a
that.
really nice.
That's really nice. And you know
I
what?
think so.
If you go on Expedia, the motels be like 130.
So
You don't have to. It don't
spend
have
no
to
big
be.
set of money.
It don't have to be the Hilton.
Yeah.
I don't need to necessarily be the motel either.
Yeah.
But it could just be a happy medium
Not
where
doing no motel night.
yes,
Motel six.
a Motel 6 or Red Roof Inn.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't have to be that.
Right.
However, it can be just a decent where you just need a place that's decent. You feel comfortable in it. You have your drink. You light your candles. You talk. You don't have anyone bothering you. You order in or you go like I think
You get up for whatever time you
It's
want.
so beautiful.
Beautiful.
You ask for a late checkout.
Yes.
Come on, like I think that's beautiful. And once in a while, it doesn't have to be often.
all
It
the
could be
time.
once every 6 months.
Surprise. So
Surprise.
We love surprises.
We love
surprises.
Yes.
Right?
Melvin,
Yes.
we love surprises.
All right, Nicole. I used to go to the hotel with my husband. Very good.
I like that.
Carrie loves doing the do at a hotel, laughing out loud. Sometimes you just want to do it. Sometimes somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know?
somewhere else is good.
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And Lourdes is saying so true. My used to say to trace their pedigree. Yeah, meaning same thing you were saying.
Right.
Alicia is saying Netflix has a few culture of arrangement marriages. Your advice should check them out. Alright? And Lourdes is saying, I love this forum. Oh, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
I have to like me first. People abuse and misuse the word love. Correct. Dane is saying, yes, Alina, look for it. And he says, Carrie, that's right. I love me some me time with myself, with my girlfriends when they're in town. It's refreshing. Yeah, because not every time men need to breathe too.
Correct.
You
Yes, it's
understand?
really important to give each other that space. Yes.
Yeah, and Delia is saying some men have no romance in them.
Yes. Now, you know what? Someone mentioned about not learning it from their own parents, and I agree. When you don't see it, it's hard to be outside of that, but it is important to
break
cultural, generational curses. That's what I call them, right?
Yes.
Because I know for like me, my father never held my mom's hand. I never saw him do that, right? He was more affectionate with us as children, but he, my mom will always be in the back. He would be walking, they go to parties, and he's like the half a block ahead.
Yeah.
And my mother has on her heels trying to catch up, not even looking twice to see if something's going to happen to his wife. You know how some men, when you're walking with them,
if the ants bite you, they feel in your bite.
Yes, they put you on the inside and they go on the outside.
Yes.
So, if something
When
happens,
they
I'll
open
be
the
here
car
to...
door for you, all this chivalry gone.
I remember my dad would get in the car first because it's cold. and me and my mom outside shivering. You know, and he got to lean over because they have the automatic locks
Yeah.
to open the thing. I'm like, you can't even open the thing for your wife. It's so like unchivalrous. It was so crazy. But I grew up seeing that, so I guess I wouldn't have expected a man to do any different because I came from a culture that it was. So when I see men doing those things, I'm so like impressed because it's like, oh, but now I know it. I just require it. It's like, okay, no, you're not going to do that. I'll stand outside that door just like this. Stay inside the car warm. I'm like,
yeah, you're not doing it. Yes.
Twiddling the fingers, and then they come up like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta demand it, and don't wait till the end, because the problem with waiting till the end is that they say, "Where does this come from?" You were fine with it before. Now all of a sudden you're not fine. So I say you nip it in the bud early. You have a problem with it, say it now.
Say it now. Yeah. So what do you have to say about these men who are not romantic? What do you think? Because it's stuck in the ways.
It's hard to teach an old or new tricks. However, if they care enough about you, they care enough to try to do something. So be honest about what those things are. They're not romantic, but say something.
Some kind of requirement.
Yeah, say, maybe I really like flowers. And I know you don't buy them because you feel like they die anyway. Yeah. But they still
it's a waste of money.
Yeah,
I like to say that.
It's a waste of money because they're going to die in 2 days.
Yeah.
But you know what? At least I'm enjoying them for those 2 days.
Exactly.
So would you? It's weird to ask you, but would you mind that at least one day a week, once a month?
Yeah.
Stop at the flower store. It would really mean a lot to me. It would really make me happy. So just do it. It makes me feel good to know that, because I really do love them. But I've compromised because I know that you don't care too much for it. Yeah. But it does matter.
But it comes just like sports. If you're not a sports fan, every Sunday you putting on things that I can watch.
Exactly.
Right? Then I can lie down there with you to watch the boring
just
sports.
To hang out. Correct.
You understand? It's a give.
It's a give and take. So I think it's important to do that. Ask them and do it. If they miss out the first time, do it the second time, third time. If you find that it's becoming a problem, then you know what? I don't know. I'm Petty Betty. So something they really like, I'm not cooking. Yeah. I'll cook for my kids. I'll make them mac and cheese.
Yeah. But you ain't cooking.
You're not getting no stew chicken.
Yeah. No dinner.
None of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a serious offense. But I think it's worth just letting them get a little taste of it. Yeah. Just saying, oh, so when I've been asking for my flowers for the whole month, you think it's okay not to do it, but it's not okay for me not to cook tonight. I want you to understand how that feels. Yeah. So just do it once. I'm not saying do it all the time, but maybe make them feel it so you get their attention.
So, yes.
Maybe that's enough for them to change. I don't know.
So I'll take from my pastor, right? Mm-hmm. He said he and his wife was going on a road trip.
Right.
And she was like, "Are you hungry?" Mm-hmm. And he was like, "No, I'm not hungry." "You sure you're not hungry?" But he said he didn't realize that she was hungry.
Right.
So she's asking him, "Are you hungry?" Because she wanted to stop to get something to eat. But he didn't think. And all of a sudden, she just get quiet in the car. No talking. Wow. When he realized now, she talking to him and telling him, "Hey, I'm hungry." Right. But he wasn't listening.
Correct.
He hearing, but he wasn't listening.
I got you.
So that means I wanted to stop. I'm hungry. I want something to eat.
Right.
So people talk in different
languages. That's why you gotta learn it. Again, it goes back to that, because it's the same thing. It's like, are you hungry? You expect the person to be like, "Why? Are you hungry?" Yeah. Actually, yeah.
You know.
That's okay. Yeah. Maybe you feel uncomfortable to be so direct. Right. So that's an indirect way of doing it. So that's okay too. It's okay. As you would just hope that the partner honors that and tries to maybe understand.
No, but he was talking about that point, and he made a good point about that.
Yeah. I love that. Yes, absolutely.
And they're in the same comfort zone. Not show emotion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it have some of them hard like a rock. Right. Our Lord is saying my parents used to go for Sunday afternoon drives. Nice.
See?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
My father too.
Yeah, he used to do that with your mom, right? I love that, because it's like taking time to just say, you know what? Because you know what? We put these children first, right? And we forget these relationships, and then the children go off and have their own relationships, and you're back and stuck with the same person. Yeah. So now what? You've lost those 20 years focusing on the kids, and then now you got to go back to being you and this person looking at each other.
And
everybody,
two different strangers.
Everybody like perfect strangers, and everybody's changed. You're not looking the same. You gain weight, pot belly, all these things going on, and you're like, wow, you know. And it's like trying to renew something and rekindle something that has been lost because you both got too busy. So I like the fact that you have to remember to still put you guys first. You got to. Even with the kids, they'll understand. You know, they won't die if you take a couple of hours or a day to yourself.
So Polly saying yes, I think so. They like saying we women accept the foolishness. So men being getting away with it.
Yes,
correct.
Yes, we accept a lot. I agree.
Nicole is saying nip it early. Trini Angel is saying good evening, good evening. Alicia is saying some women are too independent that they scared a good man away, acting like they are the man in the relationship and not giving him a chance to be the best version of himself. Okay, wait. Can I talk on this one?
I think that's important.
I think you're very right what you're saying here. But how I look at it, if you have a man, and a man's supposed to be a provider, a protector, and profess his love to you.
I love that.
If these men are not doing these things, we have to wear the pants and the skirt.
Okay.
You understand?
I agree.
So men have to know the role and be the provider, the protector, and the professor.
Yes, I agree.
Profess your love to me.
Right.
Protect me if you see I'm going harm.
Protect me from using that card.
Right. And provide for me so that you know my wants and my needs are being met.
Yes.
If a man not doing that, Alicia, there's problem in paradise.
Yes, I agree.
You understand? And that is why some women and men just get intimidated with we independent woman because I'm one. Right? Because if I have a man, I am expecting these things of him.
Correct.
I think I shouldn't have to tell you X, Y, and Z. I need to do my nails. You know I do my nails all the time. Put money there for me.
Correct.
Okay, here, let me sell you some money. Go do your nails. Go do your toes. Why should I have to call you and ask you, can I have some money? You have any money? And no, I ain't got no money. You ain't got no money? Oh, really? You understand why I'm asking for? I'm independent. So things like that. Every action is a what?
Is an opposite, equal and opposite reaction.
So, Alicia, in that point of view, that is my experience. So I will continue to be independent. Right?
Well, you know, Phyllis, I have to agree and disagree with you. Because for me, I've always been that person. But what happens is that, so in my first marriage, I was codependent. So I allowed him to do everything, the finances, this. He liked to clean, he liked to iron. So I'm like, oh, okay. He saw it as, oh, I'm lazy. That's why he did it. But me, I saw it like, oh, you like to do this, so I'm going to let you do it. Not because I didn't know how to. So what it did was, after leaving that relationship, I overcompensated and was overzealous, overworked, over this, over cleaning, because it was like I would never allow a man to tell me that again. Right. Now I think that it's important, like you mentioned. I think it's important with that communication, because when you are independent, so what happened, it made me very independent. So then I didn't need anything. So even down to being pregnant and I'm almost due, I'm still putting the crib together because I never want to say, oh baby, can you put this crib up, and they taking their own time to put it up. I want it up.
Or you see garbage, they take the garbage out. I have to take the garbage
so
out.
I started doing these things, and then it's like I could do everything. I can put up shelves in my house. I paint. You come to the house and you're like, orange? Yes. I love the orange, so that's just me. So I don't ask for anything, and then he became very complacent, and then it became even more boring, because it's like, this woman does this, and that. She don't need me to put a light bulb in. She don't need me to put a bookshelf in. She don't need me to put a crib in. So why does she need me? And then you start becoming very distant. So some people say play the damsel in distress every now and then to make them feel needed. But if you really are independent, you got to find a balance, because still ask, I think, just so you bring back that traditional, like, I need a man kind of thingy a little bit, because it does help, because men really, that's their job. They want to
be the
provider. So they need to feel they need to feel needed. If they don't feel needed, you're going to miss that. And you have to find a way to reach that common balance. I agree with you. Go ahead.
But again, one hand, don't clap.
Correct.
Two have to come together.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Lisa.
Mhm.
Bless good night to you and your forum.
Mhm.
Laughing out loud at Phyllis' comment. Give and take. That's right. Compromise.
Yes.
Nancy, just say, can we stop and get the food?
Yes.
Right?
Right. Okay. Speak your mind, but some people don't
is
do it.
saying, be straightforward.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Delia is saying you have to know the people you're dealing with.
Yes.
Communication.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Carrie saying I would like to stop them car I hungry. Right? Laughing out loud.
Yes.
Jason saying as adults we should have communication better.
Yeah.
Said stop and I'm damn hungry. You know? Lourdes is saying a good relationship is learned behavior.
Mhm.
Communication is the key.
Yes.
Jason is saying, Alicia, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, I speak plainly because I can't deal with parables. Just say I think we should get something to eat.
Right.
You know, a hungry man, as they say, is an angry man.
Yes.
Meaning human beings on the whole. Correct for this.
Mhm.
Anthony Pay is saying, what if the man, this action is somebody, seems stuff. You guys are in full and he's not getting it. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Micah, love is not about a person or thing. Love is simply the way you are and should be loving by nature. Right? By nature,
Mhm.
you got to make yourself in such a way that people just cannot help but love you.
Right.
Love is compassion, never about passion. Love is empathy. Love is sympathy. Love is kind.
These are all
It's
good.
caring.
Right.
Love is sharing.
Mhm.
Falling in love, on the other hand, is a whole different story.
It is.
But we must never confuse love with being
In love. Yes. Very important.
All right?
Being in love is temporal and fun and flighty and butterflies and all these physiological things. But love is endurance.
Yes.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia said, I am an independent woman as well.
Right.
Carrie, remember, is the pastor wife. She don't want to say damn, laughing out loud.
Correct.
Bring her on again. Love this energy.
Aw,
Love you.
thank you.
Rian, good night. Hope you're
Hi,
feeling better.
Rian.
A safe delivery to your co-host. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, you know, so this is
Yes.
again, we wasn't bashing men,
Right.
but we were just talking about, you know,
Right.
we always talk about women on this program,
Right. Right.
but we have to let men know how we feel, how we think. We hurt also. You know, if a pin took us, we will say ouch.
Right.
If you step on my toe, I'll say ouch.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
so we just want the communication to be better
Correct.
and not let us ask you
Right.
or people
Right.
or your partner. They should know your wants and needs.
Right.
I think
agree.
so.
Yes, and that's
You
where the
understand?
communication thing goes in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that there was one that we
Bring on Jason next. Jason, don't want to hear you, Jason. Love love is an emotion.
right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so so I think the last thing on here was learning those deal breakers, right? Because we talked about never downgrading your version of yourself, carving out time for the person, making sure your partner feels special, remembering that it takes hard work to get the person, so equally it takes hard work to keep the person.
Right.
Okay, one thing that we didn't talk about is maybe sharing chores and household duties. Maybe those are acts of kindness. Like sometimes, you know, you're the one, yeah, we kind of mentioned that. You're the one that always cooks. Make something this, you know, you cook this time.
Right.
You know, you do the cleaning this time. You wash the dishes. That's good. And having a clear conversation about what pleases your partner. And we even talked about it romantically, right? So the only thing was those deal breakers too. But at this point, you feel like you guys have understood each other in knowing, because the thing with the pet peeves lead to those deal breakers. So knowing that what is the thing that, you know. It's good. Okay. So yeah, I think that those are really important for us to remember when it's time for us to please our partners. Understanding that it's not just a one gender world. Like, we need to reach a compromise. You need to still do things that makes your partner smitten. It's really nice when you look over at your partner and you still remember that twinkle in the eye.
Right.
Those things that made you guys attracted to each other, I think, are really still important to maintain, because you know, they talk about it's a lifetime with each other.
Right.
But lifetime is a long time.
Yeah.
So you need to make it worth something.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
that's
And
my
Anthony
take.
saying, you guys, I don't feel where it's the man to be with you guys talking, laughing out loud. Whatever, y'all are right there watching and listening to us. You know?
That was really good.
So
that
I
was really
think,
funny.
I think that,
Mhm.
you know, I hope you guys, So go ahead. So we're going to do 10 words.
To describe each
us,
of us. Right. Okay.
So I'll do mine first.
Okay, you
so
can.
instead of ditch it or keep it, see
Yes.
that is Phillia and myself.
Uh-huh.
So we have a 10 word to just 10 words. So we're going to keep one and throw the other.
Yes,
right?
that's fine. Uh-huh.
Okay. So my first one
Mhm.
for Phillia, tender-hearted
Oh, thank you.
and or kind-hearted.
Thank you. Thank you so
Right?
much. Yes.
Second, diva
Mhm.
and sexy.
Ow. I love that one.
Yeah. Number 3,
Thank you. Mhm.
smile,
Mhm.
satisfying face.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Number 4,
Uh-huh.
approachable.
Okay.
Not angry. You're always gentle.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yes.
Number 5, loyal,
Yes.
knowledgeable.
Thank you. Yes.
May I ask you how much degrees you have?
I have 3
In?
degrees. Education, political science, and communication.
Very good.
Thank you.
Number 6,
Mhm.
soft spoken
Oh, okay.
and not getting annoyed because I see how you speak to your children.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And I
Aw.
love that.
Thank you.
know?
Yes, thank you so much. That's
Yes.
beautiful. Okay.
Number 7,
Mm-hmm.
positive vibes
Okay.
and never no negative vibes.
Okay.
Right?
Very nice to hear when you
Um,
hear it back, right?
Yeah. Number 8,
Uh huh.
forgiveness
Uh huh.
and not accepting foolishness.
Okay. Thank
Alright?
you. Yes.
Number 9, commitment,
Mm-hmm.
charity. Because charity begins at
At
home.
home.
I
Yes.
came home to your home and I feel very welcome.
Oh, that's
Alright?
beautiful. Thank you so much, Phyllis.
10, joy
Aw.
and peace. And the last one I put in 11,
Mm-hmm.
parents or cousins.
Oh, thank you. You are
Yes.
so beautiful. Thank you so
Yes.
much. These are really beautiful. I think what happens is that I didn't expect to feel what I feel, right? You
Right.
know yourself, but when you have someone tell you those things and you hear it, it's like
Affirmation.
It's so, yeah, words of affirmation.
Sure.
So you know what? My new love language
Yes.
is my words of affirmation.
Nation, yes.
I'm gonna add that to it. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
You're
Those are
welcome.
beautiful.
Yes.
So I have my 10 words for your lovely Miss Phyllis Worrell. We have dynamic. Everything that she does is always at the top. It's classy, it's chic, and she makes sure that she gives you the experience. Okay? So I have dynamic as my first. Second, number 2, unstoppable. Okay? There's nothing that can stop her from doing what she wants to do.
Right.
When she puts her mind to something, she will make sure that she accomplishes it in due time.
Right.
That is how she is, and she knows that nothing is possible without God.
Yes.
So her unstoppability comes from her faith,
Thank you.
and it's just such a beautiful thing to watch
Yes.
and see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 3, courageous. Anybody who knows her might know her story from trials and tribulations to triumph, right?
Yeah.
So it's like she's been through so much, and
Yes.
her perseverance
Yes.
has made her the most courageous human being that is here today, giving us a beautiful example of what it is to be blessed.
Yes.
So that is what you are today.
Thank you.
Of course, kind. Like, we've been on an airplane, and
Yes.
I'm in her home right now.
Yes.
So that kindness, she makes sure that you feel it. If she cares about you, you will never be confused about what that feels like.
Yes.
And so her kindness is
Thank you so
number
much.
1. Generosity.
Yes.
She's generous. She will give you the last clothes on her back,
Yes.
the last dollar in her pocket.
Yes.
If she has it, she will not say no to you, because she understands that when she gives, God gives her more.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yep.
Focused. Extremely focused. That's number 6. Like, she is single laser focused. Like, let me tell you, when she's preparing for her events, like, I already heard about it, she's like a year in advance.
Yes.
planning. Me, I'm like at the whim. I'm like, hey, can you come over? I have something going on today at 3. I just thought about it. See if you can come by. She's like, okay, I'll see what you can do. This one, she is focused. If she sets her mind to something, she is going to make sure she accomplishes it.
Yes.
Punctuality. Hey, if you say 7, 6:59, where you at, girl? You coming?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on my way. I don't play with her time, it's very serious.
Yes.
So she made me a better punctual person because of her time.
Yeah.
Number 8, no nonsense. I
Yes.
have the same for you.
Yes.
It's like she will not take crap, and she don't like dealing with the pettiness,
Yes.
and she don't like dealing with drama.
No.
When the drama hits, it's like,
I'm gone.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay? So I've already seen that in her. And number 9, she's a strong advocate. If she sees wrong, she's going to make sure you know.
Yeah.
No love lost.
Yeah.
I still love you, but I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yes.
And I think that's a wonderful friend to have. She will not lie in your face about anything. She will not talk about you behind your back.
No.
She will, anything she has to say, she's going to say it in your face. She has integrity.
That's the Aquarian in me.
Yes, I love her. And the last but not least, non-judgmental. Doesn't judge a book by anything. It's like you are who you are because God made you that way.
Wait.
And hey, you love it or leave it.
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you
love
so
her.
much.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. You are beautiful.
You are
human being.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You're my sister.
Oh, I love
Okay?
it. Thank
Yes.
you so much. So
Yes.
those are our 10 words
Words
of
affirmation.
affirmation. Our
Right?
new love language.
Yes, right?
This
Okay,
is
before we leave,
Yes.
okay, both generous and
Mhm.
friendly.
Thank you.
Love your personality.
Thank
You do a wonderful job on this forum. Blessing to you.
Thank you.
Phenomenal black woman.
Yes,
Proud of
chocolate.
you ladies.
Chocolate.
Yes, affirmation. We need to uplift each other.
Mhm.
Love to see women empowering each other.
Yes.
You ladies keep shining.
Thank
Bless.
you.
Love uplifting each other. Ladies have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
yes,
too.
yes.
It was
So-
beautiful. I always have a wonderful time.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Phillia is just filling in tonight because
Yes.
we had a special guest, but she had an emergency.
Yes.
So Phillia was like, okay, I'm gonna step in,
I'm
and I
there.
was like, you know, my fans love you.
Yes.
You
and
know
I
what I
love
mean?
you back. So I
And-
am here. It was not a problem to be
Right.
here.
So tell them, did you have a new talk?
So I have now another podcast that I'm doing. It's called Bar Talk Tuesdays. So it's kind of set in the bar, and we talk about everything and anything under the sun that you will talk about in the bar. We even break a little bar talk code and talk about religion and politics. But it's just basically everything. Just bar talk. Bar talk.
Right.
Bar Talk Tuesdays.
So
So
where
you
they
can
can
find
catch
us
you
on Instagram under Bar Talk Tuesdays, and that's with Ivory, and I'm Phillia.
Yeah.
And we will definitely put the link in so that you guys get to see us when we start our live, which is going to be, the first live is going to be next Tuesday, right
Good.
after Labor Day.
Your next program?
Next program, we are still
Every
doing
Wed-
our Treading Faith.
Faith.
That's every Wednesday under Treading Faith, and that is on our Instagram
Lovely.
page. We also have our lives. Our next live is going to be next Wednesday. And this Wednesday we'll have our podcast again. That's
Right.
Treading Faith.
So guys, Phillia is busy. She
Yes.
does a lot of good things.
A lot of good
I'm
things.
so happy that I met you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you know, it's like we're friends for years.
Friends for years,
Right?
and they call.
And I ain't going nowhere.
And I'm not either. We're both loyal to a fault.
Yes.
So it's great, but it's such a great friendship. I mean, we could call ourselves Dr. Phil's because
Yeah.
it's Phyllis and
Phillia,
Phillia,
right?
But you know, Dr. Phil, we don't,
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get sued.
yeah, right?
But it's true. That's our name.
Yeah.
So, but we have such a great time. I think, of course, beautiful chemistry, both knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and I think that it's just wonderful to have the forum, so much support and
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
and we love that. So,
And if you have a topic that you want to
Yes,
hear us,
please
because we
shoot
have
us.
so many ones.
So many things you want to talk about.
What's the upcoming one?
Uh,
Jealousy in a relationship.
Hey,
That's a
Hmm.
lot.
that's a big one,
Yeah.
right?
So I just want to say happy anniversary to myself.
Yes.
Yesterday I made 16 years working with Delta Airlines.
Oh,
And that's why I do the barbecue blessing too,
Right.
because it's around the same time, so I keep it, you know. So
Yeah.
yes, happy anniversary
Happy
to myself.
anniversary. I love.
And I just want to say thank you so much
Thank you.
for
Beautiful.
spending time with me.
Of course.
You know, we're going to see you back in
Yes,
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. 2
Yeah,
weeks, and
2
we
weeks.
got to see each other for our walks.
Yes. I'm
Because if
gonna
I got to
start
keep the
walking.
sexiness,
Yeah,
I need to walk.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Have a blessed and wonderful,
Blessed, wonderful.
safe week. May God bless you guys. Keep walking in love.
And always remember to be kind to one another.
Okay, and your languages for good night.
And the languages for good night. Cindy Kane, yo, Aniwali Kansipere, au revoir, a bientôt, good night.
Good night. All right, guys. See you guys
Bye,
next week, God
guys.
willing.
Yes.
Be safe out there. I know it's Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
Be safe. Don't drink and drive.
Yes.
Right?
Drink responsibly.
Stability.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good night.